I'm going to teach you how to get a credit limit increase on your Capital One credit card with no hard inquiry. What if I told you that you could double your Capital One credit limit without a single hard inquiry? That's right, no ding to your credit score, and I'm going to walk you through exactly how to do it step by step in this video. But pause for a second. Before we dive in, I want you to comment the word limit in the comments section so I know you're serious about getting this increase. I'll be checking the comments for that word. So quick story, I was just in Napa Valley literally a night ago, and now I'm back in North Carolina for my son's tournament, which he just won an award, which I'm super proud. You know, it's an awesome moment for a dad. But while I'm traveling, I literally have 30 minutes before I have to be on my next flight to go across the country to speak at an event. But I wanted to come and bring you this massive Capital One gem that I know is gonna be super helpful for a lot of people out there, because it's honestly just too good to not share this with you. I want everyone to understand how powerful Capital One is, because a lot of people mostly sleep on them. But Capital One is in fact one of the largest subprime lenders in the United States, and they just teamed up with Discover Bank to make them even bigger. And that means if you play the game right, they can literally be your gateway from bad credit to elite credit cards. And here's a really good rule of thumb that a lot of people never talk about. You want to have at least 2 to 5 major banks showing on your credit reports. That's Capital One, which is one of them, and American Express, Citibank, Discover, and Chase. And boom, you've got the perfect mix that lenders want to see on your credit reports. Now today, I'm showing you how to get that Capital One credit limit increase. But don't just watch us halfway through, because the last part of this video is where I reveal the sneaky mistake that people make that gets them denied every single time. Now, the first thing I need you to know is that Capital One is not a mistake. Some people say they're stingy, and that's just not true. They just don't know how to move correctly. Capital One will absolutely give you increases if you play the game their way. Now, step 1, you need to use the credit card properly. Forget the 10% utilization myth. Forget 20%, even 30%. Here's the truth. If you have a $500 credit limit and you only use $20 a month, why would Capital One give you more? You're not showing them that you actually need more. Now, the secret trick is to use it for bills you already budget for. Light bill, cell phone, car insurance, and then pay it off in full. Not once a month, but as often as you can. Now, did you know you can pay Capital One every single day if you want? Literally, you can make one payment a day with Capital One if you want. That's how you take a $300 card and run $900 through it monthly, showing heavy but responsible usage. And no, I'm not saying go out there and buy things you don't need. Remember, use it for things you're already budgeted for, and don't use it unless you have the money in the bank to pay it off in full every single month with Capital One. Now, step 2, don't accept that second Capital One credit card offer they dangle in front of you, because they're gonna send you all types of offers. Don't take it. Stick with one and grow it. And people always ask me, but why, Mike? Because if you spread yourself too thin across multiple $300 and $500 credit cards, every other lender will see you as a low limit borrower. But if you focus on one and grow it to $3,000, $5,000, even $10,000 credit limits, other banks will match those higher limits. That's what we want. We don't want to be stuck in the rut with all these low limit credit cards. We don't want that trash on our credit reports. Now, step number 3, timing. Timing is everything with Capital One. Capital One is on a 6-month cycle. So you got a shot at an increase every 6 months if you're consistent. That's the golden rule. Every 6 months. Ask, use the card, pay it off in full, wait 6 months, and request it. Okay, let's run that back real quick again. So we're gonna use the card consistently, pay it off in full every month for 6 months, and then we're gonna wait till that 6-month mark hits, and then we're going to request a credit limit increase. Now, step number 4, never ever request a credit limit increase over the phone. That's a trap. You call in and boom, you get a hard inquiry. Instead, you only request inside the Capital One mobile app. That's the secret to avoid a hard pull. Again, we never call Capital One to get a credit limit increase over the phone ever. Now, once you go into the Capital One app, you click on the card that you want to choose, you go to settings, and you choose credit limit increase. Now, when you fill it out, there are gonna be a few key details. Now, first, it's going to be employment status. Always list yourself as employed. Even if you own a business, self-employed gets flagged and can trigger financial reviews that you do not want. So remember, even if you're self-employed, just put employed. Now, second, income, do not max it out with some ridiculous number. Start reasonable. Even if you make $120,000, $200,000, or $500,000 a year, only put that you make $60,000. Then you can gradually increase it every 6 months as you apply for a credit limit increase. Because if you just cap out right out the gate, then you have no room to grow. I want to give a special shout out to all my beasters out there that are working hard to fix their credit using DisputeBeast, the most advanced AI credit repair software ever created that comes with the 110% money back guarantee. But specifically to Kenneth. Kenneth's credit score went up 282 points after just one round with DisputeBeast. And Arthur's credit score went up 670 points after just 2 rounds with DisputeBeast. But let's not forget Destiny. Destiny's credit score went up 264 points after just 1 round with DisputeBeast. DisputeBeast's link is going to be in the video description and pinned at the top of the comments for anyone that needs to fix their credit. Now, step 5, make sure you're not carrying a balance when you request a credit limit increase. Pay off your Capital One card before you ask and make sure it posts that you are not carrying a balance. Because if they see you're maxed out, they'll automatically deny you immediately, and a clean slate is going to equal better odds. Always remember that. With any credit card, this is how you want to approach a credit limit increase. People are always gonna say, oh, well, I got a credit limit increase, and I had a balance. Cool story, bro. But I want to give you the chance to have a higher chance of approval. So let's do everything we possibly can to make sure we get you approved for that credit limit increase. Why risk it and waste a chance and then have to wait another 6 months? No, that's just nonsense. And let's talk about their tier system, because Capital One is like a video game. You don't go from beginner level to the boss level in just one jump. You start with a platinum secured or a platinum and then a quicksilver, or you start with a quicksilver and then you move your way up to a saver and then a venture and then finally a venture X. Every credit card level is matched to a stronger credit profile. Build the trust step by step. This is the part that a lot of people have a hard time understanding, especially with Capital One. You have to understand, remember I said earlier, they're one of the largest subprime lenders in America. So they're used to people defaulting on them. So this is why they want you to build that trust before moving forward. But they're always going to try to sneak in that other credit card offer. They do it to everybody. And I'll be honest with you, the majority of people fall for it and they say, well, what do I do now? So if you got 2 credit cards, focus on one, get that credit limit up and use that other one just slightly to keep it active. But you want to focus on one credit card at a time. Get that credit limit up as high as you possibly can. That is our goal with every single credit card. But with this specific bank, Capital One, this is the exact process to make you successful, to get everything you need from them and raise those credit limits. Because remember, we don't want low limit credit cards on our credit profile. Because once we move forward to another bank and we want a high limit credit card, they're only going to give you credit limits based on the experience on your credit profile. As I said earlier, if they see a 300, 500, and that's all you have, then they're gonna also give you a low limit credit card. But if you raise those credit limits, then what does that show them? It shows them that you have experience managing higher limit credit cards. So the other credit card company is gonna be more incentivized to give you a high limit credit card. Last part's the most important. So let's do a quick recap of the 5 very important steps. Step 1, use your Capital One card for real bills and pay it off in full every single month. Step 2, stick with one credit card and grow it. Now, step 3, request every 6 months, but only in the app. Step number 4, be smart and strategic about income and employment reporting. Remember that. This is really one of the biggest keys. And number 5, the most important one of all, don't carry a balance when you apply for a credit limit increase, because it will automatically equal a denial. But some people, as I said earlier, can potentially still get approved, but we want to increase our chances as much as we possibly can. Do all of this and your Capital One card will grow with you instead of holding you back. Now pause. If you're following along, drop the word grow in the comments so I know you're ready to build your credit limits the right way. And remember, Capital One might be your entry point, but if you use these strategies, it'll be your launch pad into American Express, Chase, and the premium cards that unlock travel rewards and cashback most people only dream about. The possibilities are endless. And the best part about this strategy, you can apply it to any new credit card relationship that is of major banks. I'm not talking about Credit One's, First Premier's, Open Skies. All of that trash, this does not apply to it. This applies to the big major banks out there, like Capital One, Discover Bank, Chase Bank, American Express. You kind of get the drift, right? Now, if you have any collections or charge-offs or negative items that you need to delete from your credit reports, make sure to watch this video right here because it's going to show you how AI will do all the work for you, mail your letters, and it comes with the 110% money back guarantee. And if you felt that I brought you some value in this video, make sure that you don't forget and subscribe to increase your credit score.